Aw shucks. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. We are going to be talking about the remake to the 1984 original film, Children of the Corn. Now, this was a film that I just barely found out was even a thing when I went to go see Fear about a month ago and the trailer played, and I didn't know that they were remaking this film at all. So, this is actually coming to us from Shudder, and their films are hit and miss. I really enjoy a couple of their films. They do a lot of experimental horror, and sometimes it works, other times it falls flat. The film tells the story of a small town that is shaken after children begin to kill their parents after a dispute happens. Now, this is coming from somebody that has seen about 5 minutes of the original film. I am not a big fan of the franchise. I could not get past the dialogue and the acting of the original film, and this is a franchise that really doesn't really have a big strong appeal to me. So when I saw that they were remaking this film, it actually didn't hold any weight to me. I was not really excited for it. It really wasn't on my calendar. And going into this film, I was expecting the worst. Now, there are a couple of things that I really enjoyed about this film. I really enjoyed the on and off performance of Kate Moyer, who plays Eden, our main character, who we're basically following. And there are a couple of moments with her where it really has a creepy tone. She knows what to go for, and she really plays up her strengths. I really would be interested to see what else she does next. Now, I'm not going to compare and contrast as to what is taken from the original film, what are callbacks, what are some of the nuances that I probably did not get, aside from a couple of jump scares here and there that actually did get me, and the on and off performance of Kate Moyer. Going into the negatives of this film is a laundry list, because this movie is not great. This movie is amazingly awful. I was not a big fan of this movie. Now, this film is written and directed by Kurt Wimmer, who wrote Equilibrium, Point Break, Total Recall, and Law Abiding Citizen. 1 out of 4 I've seen, and I didn't mind it. I didn't mind the Total Recall remake. I thought there were some fun aspects in that film. Never really saw Equilibrium. The only Point Break remake that I've seen is The Fast and the Furious, and I never got a chance to check out Law Abiding Citizen. So, do with that information as you will. But this movie was painstakingly awfully written. The dialogue that the characters had to say was terrible, especially when it came to the adults. The direction for this film was not really all that stylish. There was really nothing to grasp onto. Half of the time, it felt like it was going on forever. This movie is about 93 minutes, and it just felt like it was never ending. The acting is alright for the most part, but there's nothing really impressive here, aside from the main actor, who we're basically following from the beginning of the film to the end. There are some CGI elements towards the third act of the film, and mostly the ending of the film. Very PS5-ish. The CGI that they try to incorporate in this movie is just painstakingly awful to watch. It doesn't even look all that rendered, to be honest. And that is what I feel is coming from a lot of Shudder films. A lot of their films, they incorporate a lot of CGI, but it just does not work. It does not look real, it does not look effective, and it just takes away from what they were doing. And there's an element that is supernatural when it comes to the cornfield. I'm not sure if that's an element that's in the original film. Please correct me if I'm wrong. There's an element when it comes to the cornfield that I was not a big fan of. There are just choices in this movie that just make it very hard to watch. There are so many moments, especially when it comes to the kids. And it's hard for me to bag on the kid actors, mostly because they are kid actors and they really don't have a lot of acting experience. But they were just not directed in the right direction. And when it came down to our other main actors, Elena Camporis, I do apologize if I butchered the last name. There are some moments here and there with her that I really enjoyed. Other moments, it just felt super forced, and it felt like it was just coming off very strong, very off-colored. It really didn't hit for me. Her performance was alright. Just like with Kate Moyer, her performance was on and off here and there. There were things that I liked about her performance. But other than that, there's just some cringy dialogue that I absolutely hated. But aside from those elements here and there that I did enjoy, there was just really nothing for me in this movie. This movie was just terrible. It was just awful. I would send you out to check this film out in theaters. Maybe if it popped up on Shudder in a couple of months, or maybe in a couple of weeks, and you had a couple of drinks, maybe you would have some fun. But other than that, this movie just was not it. This movie was absolutely terrible. From the trailer, I figured that it was going to be terrible, but I just had a little bit of optimism when it came to this movie, just to see what they were going to do. And now I might just have to give the original film another try, because it probably can't be as bad as this film. But those are my thoughts on Children of the Corn. Have you guys checked it out? Do you plan on checking it out or saving your money? Go ahead and drop those thoughts in the comments below, and let me know how you love to have your corn. My favorite way of having corn is some mayo, cheese, and chili powder, and it just hits the sweet spot. That's why I'm ready for summer. But also, if you like this video, go ahead and click that like and subscribe button so you don't miss out on more. Click that bell notification so you get notified every single time that a video pops up, and we'll catch you guys on the flip side.